I used the Oculus for the first time a few days ago. It is just as good as the Vive, and you can sit down. I like that.
Well, I think the Vive is better.
I think the Vive is better as well. But the Oculus is super comfortable.
It's really good.
Super light, and the built-in menu.
I like the sensors easier to set up. Like
really
the Vive's just really finicky in my experience.
It's easier to set up now. It's going to be just as complicated by the end of the year when Oculus Touch comes out.
That too.
Yeah.
True.
So do you have to just touch every surface in your house?
Yeah.
We don't know the facts yet on the Oculus side other than they appear to be in discussions. Now, all of this is apparently part of Project Helix.
All these names are dumb, Ryan.
Hold on.
Oh my God. What if it doesn't? What if it sticks like that?
Help me.
Man, if you listen to the audio version of that was weird.
Weird.
Ryan just transformed.
So apparently Project Helix is a effort at Microsoft to unify Xbox and Windows platforms, and that includes Halo, and everything is going to be just coming to both. Like it's all, which they've been greasing the skids for the last 6 months at least.
I mean, that's not surprising at all to me.
No, that part is certainly not.
Yeah.
Now there's the Oculus thing, really. I mean, these all seem like smart decisions on Microsoft's part, but there is one that we're going to discuss.
Yeah, Kotaku also reports that Microsoft will be going towards an iterative hardware model with more frequent incremental updates.
One.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this? Because a lot, my Twitter feed was pretty mixed. Some people were kind of stoked on it. Other people were... same thing, the Neo on the PlayStation side got a lot of negative reaction because I think it largely stems from people being afraid that they as early adopters will be left behind in this.
Yeah. I think it's too early to really lean too hard one way or another just because A, none of these boxes are confirmed. I mean, they're all but confirmed. B, we don't know what the price of these are going to be. We don't know what the specs are going to be. And C, we don't know if there's ever going to be a time in this generation where you literally can't play Halo 7 on a launch Xbox One. You can only play it on a Scorpion box or whatever the hell it's called.
My attitude is that I'm staying open-minded to it, or trying to consider like other things that we've seen in tech that have done similar things, because right now we have nothing to go off of. Unless I know what those iterative hardware upgrades are going to be, I feel like I can't be mad yet.
We've talked about this at IGN, like the whole idea that console hardware just ceases to exist, and we kind of come up with these, like, instead of Xbox One and then a new name for each, it's just like, this is the Xbox One 2016, 2017, 2018. It's becoming more and more like a PC.
Well, Phil kind of prepped us for this. You remember his comments from the spring showcase where he said, everything we're doing now is always going to work on our next thing. He's kind of been talking up the ecosystem factor. And go ahead, Marty.
Well, no, and Microsoft has done a better job than Sony at preserving their former generation's legacy by backwards compatibility. I mean, that was huge at E3 last year and has been huge with every drop and every drip throughout the year.
Not worried about
this. To think about, like, the fact that they did that last year means that they were planning to make this announcement this year, probably. Like, I wonder
this stuff is years in advance.
They plan out each 3. They're like, this one will say this. This one will say this. That'll be a buffer for the thing we say the next year. Like, it's so intricate.
I'm not worried about the software side, but it's becoming like the iPhone. Like, I just dropped $600 on this console, or however much it was at launch day. $500. And like now I have to drop what, $400 on the.
You don't have to do anything.
Well, but if it's that much better and it's going to do 4K and support Oculus and have a bigger hard drive, I'm just like,
this is where I think I hear this from people, and I take issue with this because. People that complain, oh, well, I paid $500 and now you want me to pay $400 or $500 more. But you've been playing and enjoying it for the last 3 years. You've gotten your money's worth out of it.
It has been 3 years.
We're coming up.
So now the console cycle is 3 years? Like the PS2 was what, 10? It was way longer than 3.
No, it was 2000 to 2006.
I mean, maybe that's the point, is that it's actually just that we're used to long console cycles. Like, I have brought this up before in that it's not that different to a phone, in that it's a little bit cheaper. But at the same time, there's no way I get as much use out of my Xbox One as I do out of my phone.
True.
Upgrade my phone maybe every second year. So maybe if it equaled out to consoles 4 years, that'd somehow be a weird parallel.
Maybe you should upgrade your phone every year.
I probably should. Yes. I have a lot of trouble
with
Marty.
How long did it take you to...
Hey,
you're not the person
I was always reachable. Well, except right now, I'm not reachable.
Yeah.
My texts are being weird.
Oh, there
you go.
That's not a. That's not
upgrade
good.
your Fun.
Yeah, I really don't feel great about this. I do feel like I'm getting kind of snubbed if I don't upgrade, because it sounds like the hardware, the next hardware iteration is going to be fantastic, and stuff that I've had to buy an external hard drive for my Xbox One and invest in this platform. You know, like I bought it with the Kinect. I had to buy the external hard drive, and I've made all these investments to it.
You're using the word have to. You did not have to buy an external hard drive. I don't have an external hard drive.
I could have just deleted hardware or deleted the software all the time.
That's what I do.
Well, yeah, but there's like 7 games that I play regularly. I would have had to like constantly delete one and install one.
Stop playing Destiny.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Destiny, Grand Theft Auto, Rainbow Six, and your hard drive's full.
Your Grand Theft Auto, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But also like 4K, I don't care about 4K because I'm not going to have a 4K TV for a long time.
Right.
So I'm totally fine with the TV I bought 5 years ago.
One of my friends really wants to buy an Xbox One at the moment and keeps being like, what should I do about E3? And I was like, just wait until they announce something in E3 and then maybe the current console will get cheaper.
Yep.
But he's like, oh, but what if I want the next one? I'm like, you don't have to buy it. Like, yes, marketing is there designed to tell you to buy it, but you don't have to. I think it's worse for people who had it on day one.
Yeah.
Like, I had a day one edition. I have it on my, Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
I think it's worse for people who invested really, really early in something to be pushed out, I guess.
Well, and that's where I
get
think
your side as well, right?
Yeah, but I think it's that fear of being left behind, and so that's where I think it falls on Microsoft to. Messaging has not been their strong suit this generation. Certainly better about it the last couple of years, but it's on them to make it explicitly clear exactly how current Xbox One owners, early adopters, are going to be taken care of.
Yeah, if they had some kind of deal that was like, give us that Xbox and we'll give you the new one for really.
But I'm not even
talking. You can go to any
about
Microsoft store and trade it in, and you pay $50 and you get the new version. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do that.
That would be cool. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about for the people that aren't going to or can't spend $400 or $500 on the upgraded Xbox.
Yeah.
It's on them to explicitly lay out all developers and publishers are required to continue to release games that run on the 2013 Xbox that run at the current standard that you're used to, the current standard of quality. They can't be, gimped or nerfed or
I have
or
faith
disasters.
that they will do that. Like, I really
but
think they
for me, I'm like, I guess I should have just kept my 360. Because
that's what I think it's on. That is Microsoft's challenge, is to make it clearer than clear. Because if they leave any ambiguity, they've already seen what the wrath of the community can do.
I've spoken to a handful of developers, and people who are not happy about these hardware iterations are developers. They are not happy about this.
Have to certify more stuff and
have to also release a quote-unquote dumbed-down version of their game.
Right.
We made a joke at the beginning of the show about, IGN having different versions of every video. It's the same sort of philosophy. Like having to do 7 exports of one thing, of one game.
Yeah, I mean, now a multi-platform, Ubisoft game is now going to have to be released on
PS4,
PS4, PS4.5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox 1.5, the
does
Nintendo.
The box art have to say
NX.
that?
NX.
What?
Like,
what
does
about
the
a
box
game?
art have to say PS4.5 on it? Or Xbox 1.5 on it?
And then what are the
is that a
rules
thing
that they have to follow?
I mean,
Are they
it
gonna have
depends.
a
I think legally they do. Legally they do.
Wow.
That's perfect segue.
360 PS. Like, what about the ones that
No one's
are
making
last
games for
hardware?
those.
I think
Destiny probably will.
I may have said this on the show before, but I really think, given that what Phil has said about sort of wanting to just have that ecosystem that always stays with you and that you'll be able to play, anything they do now, you'll always be able to play.
I still play
5
my
years
Xbox
from now.
360 all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to support that console forever, probably.
But I think I think Scorpio will just be called the Xbox, and I think they're going to drop the Xbox One name from future versions, because that's a name that has a stink on it. Like
Xbox One.
it does from
Yeah, it does.
not for us, but first impressions go a long way, and there are people that still think the Xbox One has to be always connected online.
Yeah, there's still that meme where it's compared to a brick.
Yeah, so I think they
Unplug your Ethernet, nothing.
I think they rebrand slowly as just Xbox, so that every future version is just the Xbox.
So does that mean
same
that
thing
you
like
think
with iPad?
We're not going to have different solid releases anymore. Like there's not going to be a next Xbox. It's just going to be a continuously evolving Xbox.
I think
I have
eventually
Xbox serial number 1.875. You know, yeah.
I think eventually there will come a time where Halo 7 is going to require the Xbox 2020
like how there's
version.
iOS games that require an iPhone 5S and above or whatever.
Same exact thing. There will come a point where they have to draw the line.
But you think we're
gonna
not
be
going to
real
have
confusing.
like an Xbox 360, Xbox One comparison anymore? You think it's just going to keep evolving?
I do.
How did Microsoft get in the PS3 disaster at launch where they had the 40 gig, the 60 gig, and the 80 gig, and they all had slightly different variations? Like, with the way they launched this, they could be getting into that territory, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, but Sony is
That
also
was
getting.
awful.
They're both.
Yeah.
They're both
They're
in
both
this
doing it, yeah.
weird ship together.
Well, Sony just
You
has
know-
PS4 and maybe this hardware upgrade, unless you know something.
Here's a
I
thing
don't.
to think about.
do.
This is a great point that Jared Petty was making earlier. He and I were talking about this
Great guy.
in the bullpen this morning.
He's
Wonderful
nice.
human being. Sony doesn't like Microsoft. It's actually in their corporate interest to do this because they have the Windows platform and the whole Windows user base. It's in their interest to try and wrap all that into one thing with Xbox. Sony doesn't have that. They just have PlayStation. But I wonder if Sony is kind of going down the same ecosystem. Everything's going to just be one walled garden because Microsoft is kind of forcing their hand because they could see the writing on the wall that Microsoft was going to do this because it's probably in Sony's better individual business interest to just do what they've done forever and press the full reset button every 5 to 7 years and start over with PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I think VR.
But Microsoft now will not allow them to do that because Microsoft is going to just have a never-ending
That's
I think
true.
VR. I think
Yeah.
VR was the curveball in there. I would say it's I
That's
don't know.
true, yeah.
I think the Sony doubling down on PSVR forced their hand more so than Microsoft because I think for the PSVR to look for future iterations of the PSVR to look and run comparable to Oculus and Vive, they're going to need more powerful hardware.
That's a really interesting point. Is like, how much has VR influenced the way that tech is going to come out after that? Because
That is a good point.
VR definitely needs to be upgraded a lot because it ages very, very quickly.
And-
like even playing old VR games now that I played a year ago at GDC,
Nauseating.
they look like crap and they
Yeah.
make you feel sick. It's like
Yeah.
that's going to have to keep evolving. So maybe the consoles are just trying to keep up with that.
You make a good point
Yeah.
too. Oh, sorry, Dustin, go ahead.
Well, once you use VR and see any of those tech demos that they kind of introduce you to what VR is, like the Oculus has one, Vive has one, you really understand that this is important. Like this is a gaming platform that's not going away.
I mean, it is a fact that the PlayStation VR headset is not as technically impressive as the Oculus is, and therefore the Kotaku piece did state that the specs apparently, according to what they had heard, have not been finalized for Scorpio. Therefore.
Totally.
I wonder if we could be looking at a more powerful machine than the Neo or than just we expect, because if they are going to run Oculus on this thing, Oculus needs some
powerhouse.
hardware.
Yeah,
It's a
Oculus
powerhouse.
needs
So
some beef.
If you build a PC, like the minimum PC to build to run an Oculus,
$1,200.
is
$980, I
real
think.
expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how expensive are these boxes going to be? Like, they're not going to be $400.
I think Neo and Scorpio will be $5.
What dumb names for things? Neo and
code
Scorpio.
names.
Code names.
We're
What was the
adults.
original Xbox One code name? I mean, PSVR was
The Revolution for the Wii.
The Orbis? Was that it?
Correct.
Yes.
Wait,
They're all-
Orbis was the PlayStation 4.
What?
Durango.
Durango. You're right.
yeah.
And then
Codenames are bad.
VR was
Yeah, well,
Morpheus.
they're
They're
meant
all
to be.
really
Yeah.
dumb, but
They're meant to
I mean,
be.
I am super excited about the idea of the Xbox getting Oculus support. Like, I want that so bad. That
Yeah.
would just like
They need it. They need a VR
they
solution.
do
would-
need it, but even like removing the whole competition thing, like for me as a primary Xbox gamer and the Oculus, compatibility with the Xbox controller, it's what
Yeah.
I'm used to playing
Yep.
Oculus with.
Yeah,
like,
like-
I just want that in my house.
And
so
They
bad.
already have that relationship. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make a good point because Xbox and Oculus officially partnering up on a console compatibility situation would mean that the game development would just drastically accelerate
Yeah,
for
and
the
also
Oculus.
we would get Microsoft licenses on
Yeah.
Oculus. Like, I'm super excited by that. That's awesome.
Get some VR Halo.
So,
Imagine-
so what the hell's HoloLens then?
It's not a gaming device right now.
I think it's
They've
not a gaming
shown
device.
the Halo weird thing and the Minecraft thing, but they've actually been pretty clear about like this is a business enterprise device for now. Like it could be a gaming device in the future, but HoloLens, until they improve the field of view, there's no way it's acceptable for gaming.
I don't think it's
amazing.
intended to be.
Did you use it last year?
I
HoloLens?
used it briefly.
Which one?
The Halo
didn't do
demo,
the
right?
Halo thing or the Minecraft
I
thing?
did the Minecraft thing.
I didn't do that. Was it cool?
Yeah, it's really
Because
cool.
the Halo thing was
And
incredible.
I just saw someone
Yeah.
else playing and I didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, but it's like the mail slot field of view is not going to fly in a gaming setup. So
That's
Totally
super
wasn't
early.
thinking of mail MAIL. I was thinking MALE. That was a very weird thought.
dark.
Think about mail slots?
I was thinking about some mail slots.
Sorry to our 8-year-old listeners.
What about the Illuma room?
What?
Marty.
Oh, that was no.
I loved that thing.
I wanted to
It
snow in
wasn't
my
real.
bedroom.
But it was so pretty.
If you
though.
have 50 grand, you could probably get your own custom one
That's
built.
true.
Also,
You
drugs.
just need a projector, really.
Custom projector.
Yeah.
Be good.
Also, drugs.
Doesn't hurt.
You just take some acid.
They
Yes,
they
it does,
absolutely do
Ryan. It hurts. You're a dad.
I'm sorry. Hopefully my kid's not listening to this. All right, so Slim looking like this year. Upgraded Xbox next year, which will, of course, have its own... It won't be in the case that the Xbox One is in now, I'm sure.
I'm really glad we're holding off on our predictions episode until right before E3. Because
This is why we said last week, so we could be less wrong.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
exactly why. So
we're still going to be wrong.
we're totally going to be wrong, but we're just going to be less wrong.
Yeah,
Good
that's
for.
that's what matters.
Fewer wrong.
Fewer.
So obviously, would love to hear everybody's reactions to the Scorpio stuff. Unlocked at IGN.com is the place you can email us. Maybe we'll do a mailbag segment, which we almost literally never do. But this is a big topic. Head to head now.
I was thinking mailbag MALE as well.
Damn it, Marty!
Stop it.
Leave.
We got 4
Are you
minutes left.
freeballing it
Please go to
today?
trivia.
Just 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Destiny's next expansion.
No,
Trivia.
Trivia.
Do we want to marketplace report?
Yes.
Games with
Retail.
gold.
What can we buy
Overwatch.
this week?
Games with gold in June are fantastic. Get them all.
Okay, seriously.
Yeah.
Retail, we have Overwatch, which I've been playing, and it's excellent.
It's great.
We also have TMNT Mutants in Manhattan
Don't
for
get that.
$50. Apparently, it's really good.
No.
We also have
No,
Tropical
apparently it's
Apparently
not.
it doesn't work
It's
on
bad.
Xbox One
Oh,
online.
really?
It runs at
Everyone
sub
I've seen
30
tweet about it has
frames.
been like, this game's great.
Oh, no.
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tropico 5 Penultimate Edition is $50.
Can we talk about that for a
Yes,
second?
because I brought this up when I read the press release yesterday. I'm like, so wait,
Tropico
it's the
5.
second to last edition?
Penultimate means second to last. So
Do they not know what penultimate means?
I think it's a
Calypso?
joke.
No, it's not a joke.
It's no.
What is it? It doesn't. That means don't buy this because there's going to be a
another
better
one.
edition
Yeah,
coming.
There's another version coming.
That's real dumb. Digitally, we have iDub Tightwad Edition, which is $12.75,
Yes.
and Cubicolor, which is $8 and is a color matching puzzle game. On the marketplace, May Games with Gold, we have Defense Grid 2 all month long, and Costume Quest 2 May 16 to June 15. On Xbox 360, Grid 2
That's
May
over.
1st to May
Yeah, my bad. I
2.
didn't cross that. I crossed that off.
Yeah,
Peggle,
May
ignore that.
16 to May 31.
Yes, Peggle.
June.
And June Games with Gold, we have Goat Simulator
Awesome.
on Xbox One all year, and Super Meat Boy on
Get it.
360 all year,
Yeah.
all month long. We have The Crew on Xbox One
Good,
from
decent
June
racer.
16 to June 15, and XCOM Enemy Unknown
XCOM's
from
good
June
stuff.
The
16
big
to
winner,
30. So
XCOM.
The Crew is fine.
It's a good month. This is a really
is
good
like
month.
the perfect free game.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very good
Yeah.
free
It's
game.
Like, oh, I wouldn't pay $20 for this, but I'll play it free.
Yeah, for sure.
You get
XCOM
on-
being free. Hell yeah.
Well, what's cool is you can get online with your friends, and
Yeah.
nobody has to pay a dime for it.
Yeah.
You all
Yeah.
just download the free game, and you can go on and drive around the country together. I like that.
Yeah. I do that for free.
Also, Super Meat Boy, real good game.
Super
Yeah.
good. Super meaty good.
And Costume Quest 2, I still really need to play that.